And jump down to fitness. You gotta have fitness classes. If you have a like a Taekwondo gym with a Krav class, you look like a Taekwondo gym with a Krav class. What I wanted to be was the place to go for self-defense. I wanted to be a fitness and self-defense mecca. I wanted to be, again, compete against the big box gyms, but give people much, much more value. And that, you know, almost all my affiliates embrace that, and they see the value there. But I've got a few that they've never had in any fitness. That feels like a sellout to them. I've actually heard Israelis say, if you have fitness in your gym, it's not a real Krav Maga gym. Oh, kiss my butt. That's stupid. If you are in better shape, you can fight harder for a longer period of time. How does that not make you safer? And of course, I'm sure they would come up with some reason because they're stuck on their ideas. But man, once we added the cardio MMA and the CrossFit, and you guys probably remember this, people in their tests look 20 times better. They look so much better in their testing because they were in way better shape. And if you look better in your testing, you would look better defending yourself. You would go harder for longer periods of time. So absolutely, I wanted to know as much as I could in fitness classes. And then, like I said, we had one boxing class, one BJJ class, one MMA class. I wanted people to have a bunch of stuff to come to. I don't need to join another gym for, you know, this or that. I can come here for everything. It made selling so much easier. It wasn't, I'm paying $100 a month for a couple of Krav classes a week. So no, you're paying $100 a month for, boom, all of this. And that's pretty cool if somebody gets tired of one thing and they go to another. We had several that started with CrossFit and ended up in Krav or vice versa. Fantastic. Those people would have quit if I only had one thing. Oh, back up to the intro. And again, everyone's heard this talk. $19 for an intro, a class, and a t-shirt all on the same night. I had them like a Tuesday evening and a Saturday morning. Some gyms, they only got room for one intro a week, and that's fine. My problem was if I had the intros on Tuesday and somebody called me on a Wednesday to come to an intro, man, I hated making them wait a week. So we had Saturday morning and like Tuesday evening. There was nothing ever free. Man, if they're not going to give you $19 for a t-shirt and an intro and a class, they're not going to give you $100 a month. They don't have it, evidently. Every time we had someone call for an intro, we ran a special that month for 5 solid years. By the way, we're running a special, intro 2 for 1. If you have a friend, bring them. Both of you come for that $119 charge. You both get a t-shirt. You both, right there, I'm sure we increased our intros by 40-50%. Especially the females. They were always dragging a friend with them. Always. It was, and then those are the ones that made you feel so good when they joined. Because they dragged their friend and they didn't want to be there. They never dreamed they wanted to do such a thing. Oh, that sounds brutal. When they see your intro in your class and they sign up that night, it's like, wow, that's the ones where you're doing a good job. We've got something of value when we change their mind just that one evening. Intro and a class. Intro, about a 10-minute break in a class. To shove people into a class with no intro, they're going to feel lost, they're going to feel confused, they're going to be uncomfortable. That does not equal giving you $100 a month. The intro is to get them, they'll see 2/3 of the combatives. They'll see our thoughts behind the self-defense we do. They'll see that it's kind of selling as well as showing them some basics. It's like, you're going to hear the history. You're going to hear why you, small woman, it's so good for you. Why you, big guy, why it works for you. They're going to really understand, not be intimidated by it, and again, have some of the basics done, which is gold. Now, the other thing we don't do is have the intro on one night and they come back for the class. I've told these people with my marketing, I've told them on the phone, man, you are going to lose weight. It's a great workout. If they come just to the intro and leave, the intro wasn't that hard. The intro wasn't a workout. It was slow. It was a little bit more technical. They might not come back. That wasn't nothing. Yes, the intro and the class, same night, t-shirt. T-shirt always has your website on the back, or your Facebook page or something. Because, you know, around Columbus, Ohio, we had literally thousands of little billboards running around the town with our t-shirts on. Little billboards. T-shirts, shoot. If you don't have someone that makes them, hit me up. I got a guy that does them for $7 a pop. And I could give away those all day long. Well, maybe not all day long. Marketing person, and this was very valuable to me. My mentor, Chuck Heacock, he was one of the top salesmen for fitness gyms in the whole state of California. His mentor, who taught him, was Jack LaLanne. I listened to this man. He basically, you're good at one thing. You're good at teaching Krav. You're not a marketing genius, you know. Why do you think you're going to do both jobs? My wife, she was the one that did this for years, then we handed it off to Terry. They knew what they were doing. They answered the phones, they answered the emails. I remember we always had the gym phone right to her phone, and people called, she answered, and they were always shocked. Oh, I expected voicemail. It's like, yes, you're talking to a real person. She had a script she absolutely went through. She knew, you never talked about price. When they asked about price, that's because that's the only thing they know to ask. You tell, oh, $19 for the intro. Bring it forever, running a special. You get a t-shirt. And generally they wouldn't come back to price. And I'm sure I've told you all this several times, but man, if they're really picky about the price and want to know it, give them a range. Man, it's from 70 to 120 bucks. Man, you got to get in here, and if they're still pushy, they're a competitor. Or they ain't coming. I've never had somebody that concerned about a price ever sign up, so I just I'll flat out tell them, man, this is like calling for a car. How much is the car? Well, would you like to know if it's a beat-up old Chevy or if it's a Rolls Royce? No, how much is the car? You've got to see it to put a price on it. Because $100 a month sounds kind of expensive. I mean, I can go join a gym for $15. But man, when they come and get the intro and they see the class and see the schedule, now we can talk price. They never took a price with them. We had one laminated sheet with our schedule, with our price. Actually, they could take a schedule. Man, our prices were on one laminated sheet. They did not carry that out with them. People didn't need to know the price till they had been in there and seen what we were doing. And that's, again, I owe him a lot, and Tina owes him a lot. He made a marketer out of her. She was awesome. Like I said, by the end, we were signing 48 people a month. She knew what she was doing. And again, you think, oh man, we're not making that much money. I don't have money for a marketer. Oh yeah, you do, because they pay themselves. We charge $19 for an intro. Our marketing person, any person they got in there to take an intro, they made $10. We had a $59 initiation fee. Anybody that signed up, my marketing person made $50. So the more they got in, the more they signed up, the more they made. I gave them a small stipend, not enough to make it worth that job unless they were bringing people in. But it didn't cost me a dime. I remember a month I had to pay our marketing person over $3,000. I was happy to pay her $3,000. I would have done that every month, because that means she signed me a crap ton of people. I think our best month ever we signed, it was in March. We signed 98 people in 1 month. We signed 98 people in 1 month. Yeah, I was like, huh, we're onto something. But yeah, they pay for yourself. And I've told you this before, man, don't just give someone the job. Tell them, hey man, I need someone for a month. If they do a really good job, you want to be permanent? If they didn't do a good job, okay, thank you for that month. Let's go find somebody else. But man, that made all the difference in the world. When Tina did that and I didn't have to do it, they got to where they wouldn't let me talk to customers because I was always cutting deals and feeling bad for people. Nope, it's a business, Mark. Stay the heck out of here. I taught, they did everything else. And they were pretty good about it. They didn't fall for boohoo excuses like I did. This is the plan. We got so big, I mean, it was EFT. We had your information, we ran it with a billing company. It got to where people, oh, I can't do that. Can I just bring you a check? No. Well, I'm not going to join unless I can bring you a check. Well, if you change your mind, let us know. We were so big, we didn't care. I remember when I was, struggling. Oh, heck yeah, okay, you can drop me a check off. And you know how that goes. After 2 months and they don't want to be there anymore for some reason, poof, they stop dropping checks off, or they get way behind. Hey, you've been here for 3 months, I haven't had a check in 3 months. Billing service. I mean, I was always Member Solution because they were ahead of the time 15 years ago with the computerized check-ins and stuff. Now there's some really good ones. I mean, on our affiliate Facebook page, if you're not in that group, let me know. I'll get you in that group. I think this whole group is. But yeah, I've got some other people that have mentioned other billing services that they really, really like. But man, you got to have one. That percentage you're paying them, man, that's like having someone doing some work for me. I'm just paying for that work. I don't look at it as, oh, it's costing me what? They're doing everything. They're running the credit cards. If it didn't go through, they're calling the people. They're on them. Hey, your credit card failed. I don't have to worry about it at all. At all. Oh, last thing is family. I hope it's because of my personality, but man, I have the best affiliates. Nobody's egotistical. It just makes me happy with the group that I have as affiliates. I like nearly every single one of them. They're just awesome people. And I didn't realize years ago, at Ohio Krav Maga, my people would go on vacation. They'd go to another Krav gym wherever they were. Almost every time they'd come back and say, man, those people were cliquish. They acted all uppity. They were just kind of mean. I was like, wow, man, we're doing something right. We got over 700 members, and I still had people coming up and shaking my head. This is like family. You guys are so friendly. Music to my ears. Absolutely music to my ears. Yeah, my assistants knew before class they better not be standing in the corner talking to each other. They better be going out shaking hands, saying, hi, how you doing? Again, we're charging $100 a month. We give them value and we treat them like family, like we care that they're there. Not because we're putting on an act, but because we care about people. We're glad they're there. There are people that have, some pretty miserable lives, crap going on in their lives that would, I would collapse. This is their release. This is the funnest thing they do all week. This is the highlight of their week coming to our classes. How cool is that? what we're doing for a living is so cool. Yes, we're teaching people to save their lives if they're ever attacked, but man, that's probably not going to happen. I mean, that's a very minuscule percentage that people are actually attacked violently. But man, we're saving people with the cardio, with losing weight. We've had several people lose 80, 90, 100 pounds. We are giving people confidence, just the change you see in some people where they walk in like this. They're with you for 2 or 3 months and now they're practically wanting to be instructors for you. We're just doing the coolest thing for a living. It's something that makes a difference. You know, people would kill for our business model. You know, coffee shop or an ice cream shop. They'll charge you what, $5 a person that buys something from them. That person maybe comes back, maybe doesn't. We've got people locked in $100 a month. Boom. People would kill for our business model. We absolutely have we know what's coming in. We don't have to rely on, you know, a one-time purchase. It's just crazy. I wrote an article years ago for, I think it was for Member Solutions, on why it's so cool to do what we do for a living. And it's just, this group knows. You guys have the passion. We're doing something we love. I mean, there are so few people working jobs that they love. I can't think of anybody else in my family that does a job that they love. But we treat people good, you know. And the gyms that are all tough and hardcore and act like they're teaching Navy SEALs and they're mean to people, they got tough people, like all 10 of them. How they're paying the rent, I don't know. They will never have females join. You know, it's rare. Most of my females are the kind of, yeah, I'll do that, yeah, I'm a hardcore. But your average female, they're not coming to a class like that. If you're brutal, if you're mean, you're yelling, you're screaming. And there are Krav gyms that are exactly like that. Some of my affiliates, they have, some of them have more women than men in their groups, in their classes. That's fantastic to me. There's nothing better for self-defense for a female than Krav Maga, as you know. But man, you're doing something right if you've got that mix. You're not a prick. You're not teaching like you're a Navy SEAL. One of my gyms, they were a new affiliate, and they had already had a Krav program with another organization, and they said, man, they've got 95, 98% women, or men. And I'm like, you're doing something wrong. You're not teaching correctly. You're not doing your intro right. You're not marketing correctly. You've got to look into that. And then I went and did their instructor training, and I was like, oh, yeah. We're not training Navy SEALs. So many Krav organizations, you know, they want to argue with me. This has got to be super, super hardcore. Why? The ones that you're going to bring in, they're pretty tough dudes anyhow. They can take care of themselves. We are truly about making small, weak people safe. That is really, Krav Maga for everyone is really what the USKMA is about. I want not just to have hardcore idiots like some of you guys are. I don't want just that. I want the average person that's never done anything. You know, they've never done any sports. They've never been in a fight in their life. But, you know, you'll see, for one reason or another, we get them in the gym. Someone dragged them in. They didn't want to be there. Then they see, hey, this is fun. Wow, I'm hitting stuff. This is a ball. I can do this. And that's the people we want. You know, the average American, not the superstars, stud athletes that, you know, for some Krav organizations, they think that's what they're all about. And again, not just because, look at how big my gym is, because I teach that way and I teach for everyone. Man, those are the ones that need us. We are making people who actually need self-defense safe. We are giving it to the ones who need it the most, instead of running off the ones who need it the most. Most gyms are doing that. They're running off the people who absolutely need to be there more than anybody else. And I just don't understand that whole thought process. Drives me crazy. Questions at all? Anything on the system? Any questions you have running gyms?